What's going on, everybody? It's your man Cleveland Terry, and today we're going to be reviewing the Betopper LM108. Very affordable moving color wash heads, but are they worth your time? Let's talk about it. Alright, so full disclosure, Betopper did send me both of these moving heads to review. They did not pay me for this review, and they do not expect a positive review from me. So this is all my opinion on the product, which I've been using for the last couple of days. Now, first off, let's get the biggest thing out of the way. These are super affordable. Super affordable. $229 for one and $399 for two. So for $400, you get yourself a pretty good light show. Now, if you were to compare these to some of your higher end moving heads, like for instance, my moving heads that I currently use are the older Intimidator Spot LED 350s. Now, there has been a 355 and a 450 and a 455, but you know, the 350s have always been good to me. So I've continued to use them. But the one thing that I've always wanted was something that was just a little more simple that I could just kind of take out when I don't need to pull out the super big guns, that provides a really good lighting effect. Now, with moving heads, a lot of them have what they call gobos. Those are the images that are projected out, and those are great. But for a lot of parties, you don't actually need the gobos. Most people don't even use the gobos. They don't even use the prism. They don't use most of the features that are found in their moving heads. So if that is you, then you might want to look at some form of color wash. Now, the newer version of the 350s that I currently own are somewhere around $1,200. So for $400, you can get 3 sets of these for one moving head. If affordability is your jam, well, then you might want to take a look at these. These are 36 watt LED moving washes. They have a 540 degree turning radius and a 270 degree tilt radius. They are true 270 degree tilt radius. There's nothing potentially impeding their movement. It is a very open and very free light. Love that about them. They have 2 fans, one in the top and one in the bottom to keep these things cool. They do get slightly loud, but all moving heads get loud. When I'm in here, when I turn them on, you'll probably be able to hear them through my monitor, but it is what it is. On a typical party, you're gonna hear them, but when the music's playing, they're pretty much dead silent. There's enough ambient noise in the room that you're not gonna be able to hear these. They're not any louder than any other moving head out there. Before we talk about the actual light grid, we're gonna talk about some of the things that I really do like about it. Now, on this device, on the back end, you do have your standard DMX in and DMX out. These are DMX programmable. And then you have your standard power. I don't love the fact that they went with this. I would have rather them gone with a standard plug. That way you can use whatever you have available to you. When you have something like this, you're kind of limited to, well, having the adapter available. And if you don't have it, you're kind of screwed. So maybe on the next one, they can come out with just your standard port. But the one thing they do have, and I wish a lot of companies would do this, they have a power switch. That's right. You can turn it off and on, off and on. Now, you guys know how I feel about this power switch. You guys know this is very important to me. It's not off. I can still hear it. I can still see the moving heads moving. Not off. On the front panel, you do have your LCD display, and you have the options of going either DMX mode or program or sound mode. These lights can, of course, be stood up on their feet, but they can also be mounted, and this comes with this mounting bracket that comes in the box. They can also be mounted upside down, and of course they can be mounted sideways. Now, why this is important is because there is no totem mode in this system. So for me, considering that I tend to use all of my moving heads upright, the program mode and the sound mode just don't work for me. So that leads me to DMX, which is very good, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's talk about the actual lighting. So this particular light has 36 LED bulbs. Now, if you remember some of the older LED lights, they all kind of had this LED diode, almost like a light bright type of setting, and they had multiple light bright diodes in there, and they all would shoot out a specific color. And then if you needed it to be a specific color, well, the entire light would color mix to provide that color for you. This is what I would call maybe a hybrid model of that. So you have that color mixing, but then you also have the dedicated LED. So this light does do red, green, blue, and white. Those are dedicated colors. Those are available to you at any time. But you can mix pretty much any color on the planet. Now, the thing that turns a lot of people off about color mixing lights is when you're looking dead at a color mixing light, the light that you see is not necessarily the light that is shining on you. So if I were to do like an all white, you might see the red, the green, and the blue, all the colors really projecting out, but by the time it hits me, it's going to appear white on me. Now I have this set to DMX mode and I'm running it out of my sound switch, and we're gonna show you what's going on. Okay, this is your blue. As I said before, you have a dedicated red, you have a dedicated green, a dedicated blue, and then you have a dedicated white. Now there are two different whites that you can run here. You can run a white that kind of breaks out like so, or you can run a full white, which then brings all the colors together. And that's what I was talking about before. See, when you look at it, you can see all the colors. If you are close proximity to the light source, by the time it exceeds maybe like 6 or 7 feet, it's white. There is another option instead of going with that all white, because you can go into your DMX channels, and then you can choose this white. A little less bright, but that is your dedicated white right here. What it doesn't do, and not all lights do this anyway, especially moving heads, but a lot of the higher end lighting might have both amber and UV. These do not have amber UV, but you can color mix to at least provide amber, but you cannot do UV. You can also choose to go purple, you can choose pink, baby blue, yellow, pretty much any hue you want. Now, because I'm using Sound Switch, I'm only doing color overrides at the moment. It gives you pretty much all you need. Like I said before, it is a DMX controllable light, and of course the blackout works, which is great. And let's go ahead and pause this real quick. Everything works the way it's supposed to. I do love how small this guy is. For the amount of brightness that it has and the amount of travel this light does, I do love that. And let's take a look at how tall it is. So it is a little over 9 inches wide, 12 inches high, and 6 inches deep. So it's a very compact light, and it's very light, pardon the pun, and it's doing everything I need it to do. Now, let's say for instance you don't have a DMX and you want to see what the program mode is like, which some people might have. So let's take a look real quick. Okay, so now we're in sound mode. Obviously it's waiting for noise, so we can go into program mode. This is slow. And this is fast. As far as the DMX channels are concerned, there are 2 modes, a 9-channel DMX and a 16-channel DMX. Obviously, the 16-channel DMX is very, very granular, giving you access to everything. And the 9-channel gives you access to pretty much all the things that are important, but then you don't have access to, I believe it's like the specific color macros and things like that. It kind of just keeps the default colors and everything going. But they're both good. I prefer to use the 16 because it's easier and I like to have that kind of control. But besides that, the light is great. I don't have an issue with this light whatsoever. It does a great job, and for $400 you get 2 of these. I mean, it's kind of hard to pass up on something like that considering how much most lights cost. And if I were to compare these with like some of the lower tier lighting companies' products, I would still go with something like this. I mean, I have a pair of Chauvet 260s, I have the 150s, I got the 350s, and I would gladly put these above those 260s any day of the week. They're brighter, they have a better travel, they're stronger, Now, I can't talk about build quality because I haven't had them that long, but I will tell you because I will continue to keep using these. By the way, I do use every product that I review, and if I say something's good, you will see that on my gigs if you are following me on Instagram. I have no reason to tell people not to buy these. These are very, very good lights, and I'm very, very impressed by them. Now, time will tell if they hold up equipment-wise, but I have found a new light that I'm very happy with. All right, guys, if you have any questions about this light, please put the comments down below. Let me know what you're using. Let me know if you found any, alternative cheap lighting that you found does a really good job. Throw it in the comments below, and we'll talk about it. All right, guys, if you found what I said useful, hit that like button. If you found what I said really useful, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you follow me on the Instagrams and the Twitters. Get on my Discord, because that's where we're talking about all things Cleveland Terry. Guys, girls, always a pleasure. If I don't talk to you later, we'll talk soon. Peace.